Hey guys, Dr. Pauly. Right now we're going to work on the connecting rod bottom. Now if you look at this, remember your multi-views. This is the front view, top view, and right side. Um, the easiest way to start this would be to go ahead and use the slot tool and draw the top. And what we'll get is something that looks like it's a rectangle on the front view. And then we can go back and add this material, and we can go back and add this hole. Um, I'm going to do it two ways to show you the different ways in which you can do it. All right, so the first way we'll go ahead and do, start at the top view, and we'll use the slot tool to get the base here. So there we go. All right, so first thing I want to do is do an extrude boss on the top plane. I'm going to pick my slot tool, and I'm going to pick a center point. I could have just clicked slot and it would pop up here, but I'm going to pick a center point straight slot. And the reason is that way it's easy for me to put it on the origin and center it. And then I'm going to come out like that, and now we're going to dimension. Now the dimensions on this are 2.3 center to center and 750 thousandths diameter of this circle, or depth, however you want to look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the depth, which is 750 thousandths. And then from here to this center, I believe it's 2.3. So 2.3. And there we go. Now I'll finish that. Now what that gives us is we're going to extrude this bottom here. And so I need to go up 375 thousandths. So over here on depth, or technically extrusion, 0.375 thousand. This will be the height anyways. And extrude it. So there we are. All right. So going about it this way, the next thing we need to do is add a half circle right here. And because we centered this, the center is obviously pretty easy to find. And that has a radius of 875 thousandths. Now, typically, if it's not a full circle, it's usually defined as a radius, but this one has a diameter on it, which is fine. Just that one's fine because that makes it easier on us. But here we have 875 thousandths radius. So when we draw the circle, we'll have to multiply that by 2 to get the diameter. So let's go ahead and start that one. I'm going to do an extrusion on the front. Take a circle, we'll draw it like so. I'm going to dimension that to 875 thousandths, 0.875, and we'll multiply that by 2 and finish. Now, the next thing I need to do is create a piece of geometry right here that I can use to trim against. And so I'll go from point to point right here, the horizontal line, and then I'll go back and trim and get rid of that part. Now I have a shape. And you always need a shape to extrude unless you're doing a thinning or something like that, but we're not getting into those yet. So make sure that your geometry is solid before you try to extrude. Just an arc won't work for you right now. All right, that's why I've come across with this line. I'm going to finish that sketch. I'm going to go ahead and extrude it up to next. Well, in this case, it's going to be through all. Switch the direction of my extrusion. There we go. Let's see if we can't go up to next now. It's not going to take that too well. So, all right, so we'll just go through all because that works anyways. And I'm going to say okay. And there we go. So that's the blank of it so far. Now we're going to get this center hole. So I'm going to say extrude cut because we're going to remove material. Pick that plane, take a circle. Now this is a 1-inch diameter, so that makes it easier on us. We don't have to do math. And I could extrude this hole through, no problem. But let's make it clean when we do it. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Pull a line across through there. I'm going to trim and just cut off the bottom. Okay, I'm going to finish the sketch. And I'm going to tell it to go through all as well and say, okay. All right, so there we've got the basic shape of it. Alt-Tab, and you'll look, and we've got everything completed here except for these fillets here. And we've also got 2 counter bores for 1/4" bonding head screw. All right, so let's go ahead and do the holes first, and I'll put the fillets on last. So 1/4" bonding counter bore for 1/4" bonding head screw. So I'm going to Alt Tab. I'm going to go to Hole Wizard. It's a counter bore, ANSI inch, bonding head screw, 1/4", and end condition will be up to next. And now I'm going to go to position. I'm going to pick this surface. Now if I hover, if you look at the sketch, you notice that the bolt hole and the radius share the same center. So I'll just hover like I did there, bring up the center, snap to it, hover, snap to the center, and I'm finished. And there are my bonding head counter bores for 1/4". Now, the next thing I want to do is add those fillets, and I'll just go ahead and do it right here in feature mode because it's easier. I want just a constant size fillet. It's 125 thousandths, I believe. Yeah, 125 thousandths. So 0.125, enter. And now I'm just going to pick this edge and this edge, and we're finished. Okay. Now we have 2 extrusions, cut extrude, a counter bore, and a fillet. Okay. The good thing about having it this way is if we need to modify just one feature of it, we can easily go back and modify it.